Yo guys, Coach Theo here on Common Sense. Today we're following up after last time's push workout, a workout for chest, shoulders and triceps, with a pull workout for back and biceps. And again, the purpose of these videos are to drop whatever golden tidbits I have as we walk through the workout, but also to give you a template, a base structure for your workout. So our prehab warm-up here is very specific to me because I've had issues with my left wrist and my right elbow. So we're just doing a bunch of stuff here to warm up the wrists and elbows. So I take a weight plate basically and attach a strap to it as well. And then first just think of moving in the 4 different directions you can think of, like north, south, west, east, basically. Like, of course, you can move to those in between, like southwest or whatever, too, with your wrists, but those are the 4 directions I will warm up in, and then also do rotation. So now is when I move on to holding the strap and do supinations and pronations. And so all of this done at quite high reps to just get blood flowing and prepare wrists and elbows for heavier movement. So our first exercise is a sort of vertical pull-down machine. Absolutely love some of the machines in this gym I found a few months ago, but still I would prefer to do weighted chin-up. That has been a staple for me since I started training, and it's just more of a compound, a bit more athletic, since you pull yourself up too, of course. But I've been having to pause that because of my elbow, allowing it to heal fully. But yes, this angle and pulling quite close to your body will make it a movement for mainly the lats. You got to realize that with the back muscles, it's not like the chest, just one quite large muscle sitting there over the abs. It's many different muscles, so you never completely, or with few exceptions, you basically don't completely isolate one muscle, but this angle and being close to the body is going to be more lat focused. So here, because it is the first exercise, I will have done some lighter sets too. And then I have a rep range. On this one, I've had the rep range of 8 to 12 and just keep pushing up. Like I've been adding 1 rep per set extremely consistently until I reach 12. And then I've added 5 kilos and started over at like 9 or 10 reps. And for the last set, I will do a double drop set, which I will do on a weighted chin-up sometimes too, by the way. If you prepare the weight to the belt so you can drop like 1 plate, do a few more reps and then drop all the weight, rep out, body weight reps. It's a good approach too. And yeah, this could of course be replaced with a weighted chin-up or a traditional lat pull-down machine. It's just that, again, you have to, if the lat pull down or even the machine I'm using is going to be your main lat movement, you have to approach it a bit more as a compound, like not go completely ugly on the form and start leaning back like a shit ton, but just don't be too strict with the form. Like, it's one of those exercises that if you count what it would be super strict failure as failure, it's not going to be enough. But see how what I'm strict with is always emphasizing that stretch at the top. That's where the money is. That's where we build the muscle, basically, as long as that's not all we do, of course. And then pull very stubbornly, I would say. Just get whatever you're pulling, whatever exercise you picked, as far as possible, but allow for a little bit of leaning back while you're doing that. 3 sets of 8 to 12. Next exercise is a horizontal rowing machine. And so what I want you to take with you from this video is that I'm going to do more isolated exercises after this one, but it is because I've been cutting and I'm just holding back a little bit. But what I'm always looking for in a pull workout are 2 main exercises. One more lat focused, so usually from a more vertical angle and pulling closer to the body, and one more mid upper back rear delt focused, like this one. So that means not only pulling on a horizontal angle, but also flaring your elbows. So on this exercise, I would be able to pull more weight if I didn't actively flare my elbows. But so a replacement for this would be like any wide grip row, really. You could do a barbell row, but not the traditional one. and pull with flare elbows and pull, you will have to use way less weight and pull in a straighter line. You could do something similar in a seated row. I've done it many times using the seated row pad as chest support, actually, just very much like this machine. And a seal row, a wide grip seal row would be great as well. But see on this exercise too, how I'm always emphasizing the stretch. Always emphasizing the stretch. And what I'll do on an exercise like this is that it's not super clear when you fail, really. You can keep pulling even when you've lost a little bit of range of motion. So this is still a fairly new exercise for me, and what I will do is I just decide that I do 10 reps no matter what, even if they get a little shorter, and I'll keep throwing on weight every workout until I feel like, okay, now there was a big difference. I'm gonna spend some more time at this weight before I add more weight. But we hit the double drop set here too, and honestly, with these two first exercises like this, we've done the main work of our back workout, and we're gonna follow up with some isolations. Next, we have the pullover machine, a machine that, at least here, is quite unusual, and I love it. It's one of those machines that it's pretty much better than any other version, which is not always the case, but a pullover can be a bit tricky to get the form right on a cable, and I do like the dumbbell version or using a C-bar, but it's still, the machine just makes it easy. But I gotta say, it's just easy as in performing the form. It's quite a tough machine. It's like the least isolated isolation exercise ever. But this is lats we're targeting. Many times I would have picked like a bigger movement, like something like seated or kneeling unilateral cable row. So at on one time at a side, one side at a time. But now, like I mentioned already, I'm cutting, and I'm happy to get two bigger movements in, and then just do whatever isolations I want to do on top. So on this one, I've done like 8 to 10 reps, and on the last set, I will use that little, whatever it's called, that pedal you can use to move the weight a little bit. I just do that to squeeze out a few extra reps. And it's easy, like the form on this one, but absolutely brutal in the intensity. And so next is fun, because I've told all you guys that I have never really done many shrugs for these traps that I've developed. It's mostly been different rows and deadlifts and shoulder presses and just having a ton of things that will hit the traps in the program. But for this reason, I figured recently, like, hey, maybe I have some extra gains to collect from the table if I do some shrugs. So I found this seal row machine we have here, sort of seal row-ish machine, and I just use that for shrugs. You can do shrugs with so many different things, guys. Just find a way where your grip won't fail, so straps if you need to, and when you just feel the best connection to your traps. What I like to do is to lean forward, so I feel a good stretch on that upper back. And on this one too, on the last set, I had prepared, so I could do a double drop set. Very nice. And I threw an exercise in here that I've been pausing, again because of the elbow, but I would typically have, because I'm going to do a curl later, but I would typically have two. And so the preacher curl is a really good one. You get a good stretch on the biceps, on the short head at least. Would like to come behind the body to get a good stretch on the both heads. Incline curl is a great option that it wouldn't be wrong to put here either. But it's not much to say, you know. If you're afraid of tearing your biceps because you've seen a bunch of bodybuilders or powerlifters on gear do that, and it's not really as much of a risk for you because your tendons are going to grow at a similar rate as your muscles because you're not on all this gear. But if you are afraid of a biceps tear, just lean forward slightly into the movement at the bottom, and will put a bit less stress on the elbow. But yeah, I just did one set to preview, but a great simple biceps exercise. Next one is an amazing exercise, the reverse cable fly. Just as I've always preferred cable lateral raises to dumbbell lateral raises, I prefer the cable reverse fly to a dumbbell bent over like rear delt fly. Even more so with this one. I've always felt like leaning over with the dumbbells, it's so much lighter at the start and way heavier at the top, and it's quite difficult to know when you're done. And here, of course, you get that good stretch because you can actually cross your arms too. The best alternative to this would be the pec deck, reverse pec deck. And you can do it at one side at a time there if you want a better stretch too, but you don't have to, of course. Nowadays, it's just an amazing exercise. Just be mindful about the way you're performing the movement. See, too many guys have too much weight and start doing triceps extensions. You don't necessarily have to keep your arms completely straight, just that you shouldn't go from a bent to straight position, because now you're cheating with your triceps. Double drop set on this one too. Just nice rear delt burn. And the last exercise I've been doing is a Zottman curl, but also using fat grips. You might not be able to see. These dumbbells have kind of thick handles already, so I'm using the smallest attachment for these ones. But it's basically, you do a regular standing supination biceps curl. It's just that you don't pronate on the way down. You pronate, turn your wrist at the top, so you transfer some of the tension towards the forearm flexors, the brachioradialis. And this is really just, it's been a good exercise for me to both train my biceps and other forearm flexors while kind of rehabbing my elbow. But this could, of course, be changed for just a regular supination curl or standing barbell curls. Like the curls in this program, you could change for many different ones. But yeah, what I like to do on the last set here is to just rep out hammer curls. They can be a little yanky when you get them up, just control the negative. And then, yeah, with the fat grips, doing this, the entire just biceps and forearm is just burning towards the end. Here I've done quite high reps, like even towards up with 17, 18 with lighter dumbbells, but not lower than 10. All right, guys, another workout in the bag. I hope this was educational and helpful to you. And if you use this workout as a template for building your own pull workout, feel free again to run your workout by me in the comments, and I'll give my input if I think you've done good exercise swaps. But I hope there's so much in these videos that, you know, when you know what you're doing with training and programming, you want to talk about so many things. And I just hope you kind of subconsciously take in the entire structure here, the order of exercises, why I've done certain choices. It all matters, guys. And programming, when everything is in place, you know, you're crushing your workout, you are consistent, you're using progressive overload, and you're, of course, not neglecting your recovery with good nutrition and sleep. Where there is most room for improvement and optimization is with the programming. So please, guys, leave a comment and like. It all helps support the channel, helps more people find their way here, so it's very much appreciated. I do holistic bodybuilding, getting jacked and stacked mentally, physically, spiritually. So if you're interested, you can DM me on Instagram or email me. It's in the description below. I'll tell you about my different options. You can become a member of the channel or a Patreon, or leave a little super thanks comment to just support me and the channel. It's very much appreciated, guys. And please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, stoicism, mental health, philosophy, spirituality, mindset. It is a mindset, guys. You should be wearing your demons on your back. As in, your back should look like a demon. Peace.